marriage was cancelled. Confused, elders quickly intervened. They asked him, Malam, what happened? Did the young man offend you? Did he disrespect anyone? Malam Sani replied calmly, and he said the boy had done nothing wrong, to him personally. However, he had seen the young man posting pictures of President Tinubu on social media, boldly declaring that Tinubu would win the 2027 election. Now, according to Malam Sani, this showed a lack of empathy, lack of compassion, and lack of faith. That alone was enough reason for him to call off the wedding. No amount of pleading could change his mind. The wedding that was meant to hold yesterday was abruptly cancelled.
Tolu, this is your story because
No, actually, Dupe's story.
Dupe, I don't know. I thought people are going to do VDM and calling
No,
out.
we signed up to VDM today.
Why
But this-
now? I wanted to get down to VDM. Why?
No, Tolu said the insults on VDM is a lot. She
People
doesn't
always
want-
insult me. as
See,
people.
let me tell you, we should discuss matters that are hot as they hot. Wait till concern with person we call off in wedding because of Tinubu.
Wait.
No, but there's
Nelly,
something key here.
Exactly.
Something key
Tolu,
here.
exactly. Tolu, go for it.
So for me, when I watched it, I mean, this just has even everyday life. This is what's happening in Nigeria right now. So the question is, can you marry a Tinubu supporter? That is the question. That's it. That's what they're.
Wait. How about the ones that are already married to Tinubu supporters? What do they do?
So that one, the ship has sailed for you. So what this is like a it's like an epiphany.
Tolu,
Everybody's
you
eyes
just killed
opening
me.
now.
Tolu said the ship has sailed.
And now, if you have married, it's gone.
Let's let's just call this comic relief because this topic
It's
is
not.
just.
Nelly,
It's not comic relief because
It's not.
this is something that shows that look, our values are different. This man has gone on to tell you that look, I can see your value and my value is not the same. So you
Based
cannot
on-
come and contaminate my family's value by pushing a presidential candidate that you know that is cancerous to our
Where are they
economy.
from?
The North.
Obviously, they are northern people. But now, the reason why I like the story is because I want people to ask themselves that if I was dating someone that was a Tinubu supporter, will I leave the person?
This
Is
is
it
bigotry.
a
This
valid enough reason?
is
it
nothing
a
more than
valid enough reason.
it's bigotry, nothing more.
I'll give you an example real quick.
It's stupidity.
Wait,
I don't like
Nelly.
Yeah,
Nelly,
what
before you proceed, before you give your take, I know I recently heard of a story of a family, siblings and a family in the US who don't speak to themselves anymore because of this last election in America that Trump entered, right? They stopped talking because some people went left, some went right. And because of that, they don't speak to themselves. Okay. So before you say bigotry, there was a day I was watching The Good Fight. And I remember in that, so I didn't even know how your political view or your political leaning can be very instrumental. I mean, it can make or break friendships or relationships. There was a day I was watching this Good Fight, and the woman, that older woman, I'm sure you know her, Shade, from the Good Wife, that older lawyer, you know her now. And then so the spin-off is Diane, exactly. Her husband, she said, she was telling her friend about she still doesn't know his political leaning till today, and that she's afraid to ask because she's worried that if they don't have the same political leaning, it will be detrimental to their marriage. Because you know how in America where they just go quietly, everybody just goes to vote. Nobody really talks about, who are you voting for? But it's very personal, right? So to the point, to this video, Nelly, I don't think it is bigotry. I think that if your political leaning is detrimental to the lives of the average Nigerian citizen, it is hazardous to your living.
You're right.
Listen,
it's not bigotry.
Nelly,
It's madness.
I cannot have you as a friend and you are a full-fledged supporter of Tinubu's government. So you can be my acquaintance. That's no problem. But you cannot be my person and you support a Tinubu's administration.
I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you.
Let me tell you my only problem. My only problem is that you see this person, the person probably supported Buhari. So what is the excuse then?
That's why Nelly, you and Nelly are the same, because that's why he's saying it's bigotry. Because of
It's
that.
bigotry now. It's
In this
madness.
situation, I think that Nelly is right in this situation. Now,
But what about the other one?
obviously, normally, I can't imagine that I'm attracted to a Tinubu supporter. That's like being attracted to Lege Miami. I can't do it. I don't know where. I can't. But you see, as a northerner, especially if you're a senior northerner, most of the time, especially if you're a rich northerner, the only reason why you will be unhappy with Tinubu as a rich northerner is one, because of his ethnicity, or you are not collecting from his national cake.
But
One.
his VP is Shetima. He's a northerner. So why should that be a problem with Tinubu? His
But
VP
you
is
and
a
I know
northerner.
that northerners do not like
Oh God.
southerners and easterners. You know that.
Personally,
But
like I said, if your political leaning is cancerous, it is dangerous, and it is harmful to the lives of ordinary people, I'm sorry, I have a problem with you. And I'm
It is
sorry.
Well,
and I agree and I support this man for canceling the wedding. Simple.
well, that's your
But
own opinion. My own opinion, no, me, I can still be friends with someone that is supporting Tinubu. I can
Tolu,
still
you're
marry
a MAGA supporter, so I
Is
can't
Tolu? Is
because of
Tolu
me,
not
He's
my
a
me
MAGA
personally, it doesn't
supporter.
affect me.
Dupe?
It doesn't
Is
affect
Tolu
me.
not my friend? But she's a ratel.
Rattel for life.
Being a rattel, has it cost your life or the lives of your dear ones? That's my question to you.
Shebi was
Being
telling
a
them to go.
rattel, Nelly.
Shebi was telling them to go and carry arms the other day. If they did
No,
it
no,
and
Nelly. No,
they kill all of them.
Nelly, that is a futuristic conversation. I'm talking about conversations where elections, people have lost their lives because of APC.
Okay, so see. Let's see. Wait. Let's see. Let's not take a good joke too far. See, it's bigotry and madness. Let me give you an example. In the last election, some people were so passionate about Peter Obi to the point that anybody who came out to castigate him and say some things about him, they
Did
hated
they
that
kill the
person.
person?
Hold on now. It's political leaning now. It's the same thing. It's political leaning. So look at somebody like El-Rufai. For many, many months, he will come on TV and concoct lies against Peter. Said during the election, Peter detained him in
Did he
Anambra,
kill
blah, blah, blah.
Peter?
Wait, now let me finish. You know, he will tell lies and all that. Today, Peter, El-Rufai, Atiku, all of them that were against him that you hated, they are all in the same ship now. So what happened? You person who don't die. Tinubu is not killing anybody. I don't like Tinubu from here to here, but it's not killing anybody.
So
when you
who's
say
killing
Tinubu,
on his behalf?
Hold on. Let's be honest. I don't like Tinubu. The problem of Tinubu is you cannot give what you don't have. You cannot you cannot build something on nothing and expect it to stand. Tinubu just lacks competence. He's intellectually incompetent, he's morally incompetent, and physically unable to do the job. And these deficiencies gave rise to the aftermath of gave rise to these chain reactions that we're seeing. Insecurity is not tackled. People are being killed because you have an incompetent president. Tinubu is not carrying gun killing people by himself. So if somebody says they support Tinubu, you can't say he's supporting a murderer. If somebody says supporting Tinubu, you can't say but of course you can say supporting a drug lord and all those kind of things. Yes, but don't say he's a murderer, he's killing people and all that, like Dupe is trying to say. So it's a different thing. It is a chain reaction, and I understand it, right? So please, this guy is just he never really liked the girls.
Do you guys know that I have some friends that are in Tinubu's cabinet, in this era, this government era, that are actually doing work. They're actually working, even though they're APC members. I have some friends that they're actually doing a lot of work in their own constituents. But it's just unfortunate that they're APC members.
You see why politics is funny? Let me tell you something. You see why politics is very, very funny. It's very, very funny. And especially for the supporters, they are never constant. Like Shade said, this guy, in the first tenure of Buhari, when Buhari was campaigning, I supported him. I had some friends who were like, you're a correct guy. You're a detribalized Nigerian. You don't look at tribe. You didn't support Jonathan from your area. You're a detribalized person, blah, blah, blah. When I started criticizing Buhari, the only thing these people turned around and said, I'm the devil itself. Because I started now criticizing him. Then in the next election, I started supporting. Last election, I supported Peter. I said now because to be Igbo man. But all the times I supported a non-Igbo, they say, I'm a destabilized Nigeria. But you support somebody from your zone. So political leanings, you see, it requires a lot of education and tolerance. Unfortunately, because of the high
I'm
level
sorry.
of,
Nelly, I disagree with you because you are bringing up examples and conversations because you're trying to make light of this situation. There's nothing to make light here.
It's
This man that
incompetence.
let me finish. Let me land. This man that called off the wedding of his daughter to an APC supporter. We don't know if since Tinubu's administration started, it has affected his business. It has affected him emotionally or mentally. We do not know. So we cannot speak to the fact that him calling it off is bigotry or it is this.
See,
Nelly,
what you are doing
what
is
I'm trying to what I'm driving home to you is that, listen, Nelly, you cannot compare a Buhari's administration to this current Tinubu's administration. You cannot.
Yes, so.
As bad as Buhari was, Nigerians would rather have Buhari back in Aso Rock than continue with this calamity that they have.
So
my
tell
point
me,
is, Nelly,
tell me the crime of
Nelly, my point is, let me tell you, my point is, like I said, I cannot keep you as a friend if I know for a fact that you support Tinubu with your full chest. You would rather just be my acquaintance. Let us be acquaintances, no problem. You can't say we are friends. I'm sorry.
We agree to
because
disagree.
we all saw what happened in the election in 2023. Nelly, there is no way you, as a Nigerian living in Nigeria, will look at this administration or look at this man and say he's not complicit.
But at the end of the day, at the end of
when he stood in that room that day and said, snatch it, grab it, and run with it, what do you think he was talking about?
Let me tell you something. At the end of the day, all these are emotional arguments because
it's not emotional. He's right to cancel his daughter's wedding. Simple.
What you are trying to do, what you are trying to do is you are punishing people for exercising their constitutional rights of freedom of expression, freedom of association, right? If somebody said, I'm a supporter of Boko Haram, we know that Boko Haram are actively murdering people. I understand. It's a different thing. But do not tell me that somebody who says, I like this president, I'm supporting him, then all of a sudden you equate that person to supporting a murderer. Tinubu's core, see, the foundation of all the disenchantments about Tinubu is his incompetence. The lack of adequate presidency is what gave rise to the collapse of the economy that has affected the business of the father-in-law you are talking about.
Wait, so Nelly, let me ask you, all the people that have lost their lives now to terrorists, Boko Haram, ISWAP, I'm asking you, kidnappers now, Nelly. I'm asking you, Nelly, are you telling me, because it is a direct reflection on his administration, are you telling me that those lives do not matter?
Those lives matter, but you cannot punish a supporter for the crime of the guy. You cannot. That's what I'm saying. You cannot.
Nelly, I'm sorry. Yeah? I'm sorry. There's no justification here. If a supporter of Tinubu does not still see that this is madness and there's something wrong, then I'm sorry. I cannot. There's no way. There's no way you and I are having this conversation.
It is intolerance. It is intolerance. Let me tell you. Okay, so what happens after Tinubu leaves office? What happens? Are you still going to hold that person liable? You are still going to be punishing that person? I just think it's emotional decision. I think it's intolerance, right? I have people that they've hated me many years for my political leaning and all that because they call me bigot, blah blah. Because I support this one today, I say the reason I'm not supporting it, but they will turn around. They'll come around eventually. They will come around eventually.
Let me tell you the reason why. Nelly, the reason why you have this mindset, the truth is, the reason why you have this mindset of intolerance or tolerance or emotional is because you're a businessman. Listen, I don't have business I am doing, so I'm not interested in you as an APC supporter. There's nothing, unless maybe tomorrow you need to provide me with oxygen for me to still keep breathing. But as it stands, like I said, I will not tolerate bad behavior because you cannot come and tell me that Tinubu is not complicit as an APC supporter, and you still, See, the APC supporters that will tell you today that the man has fumbled, and they own
I
it.
agree with you now.
As an
I agree with
APC
you on all those
supporter
fronts.
who will not own Tinubu's misdeeds, I'm sorry, we cannot be friends. That's my point.
Dupe, I agree with you on all those fronts. Up until the point where you now say the supporter is now as liable as Tinubu himself. I don't agree with that. There's no vicarious liability for that kind of incompetence. Tinubu is incompetent, he's grossly incompetent, he's the worst president Nigeria has ever had, he's the most unpopular president Nigeria has ever had, he's the first Nigerian president that got into office with of a vote less than 7.5 million. All the past presidents always had majority votes. He didn't have majority. So he's the most unpopular president. In fact, he's the president that got into office with minority votes. Atiku had almost 7 million. Peter had 6 point something. Two of them put together is 12 million. Tinubu that emerged as president has less than 7 million votes. So he's a minority president. So the majority of Nigerians preferred other candidates to him. But it's just the electoral mathematics that put him in office. Do you understand? So I understand all that. And I understand that anybody who supports Tinubu is in the minority. But I will not take it further by punishing somebody with this kind of behavior, this kind of action, just because the person say, they are Nigerians at the end of the day. You cannot take it that far. That's the point I'm making. If it's somebody that is supporting Boko Haram, I would say arrest the person and jail the person. But for political leaning, no, I don't agree with that.
I agree with Nelly on this one for the first time.
Who be this one? Always say I hate all of you on this show. Who like you before? Who is this one?
Nelly, calm down.
The person should go and drink Gary and Granite.
Oh my goodness! All right, you guys, we've gone over time. Thank you guys.
I hope that your stupid and rabble-rouser, ignorance, and smelly VDM, I hope he will still be in the news by the time we come back here next week. Because I hope he's unmasking people, but I will unmask his intellectual deficiency, his intellectual stagnation. I will unmask it for you next week.
Wait, what did VDM do again?
Shame on you for following that kind of rabble-rouser.
See, let me just say real quick, Nelly. Like I said, you cannot fault people who are intolerant of an APC, who is an APC support. You cannot fault them.
I agree now, but it's the extent I'm talking about.
So if this man says he's calling off the wedding of his daughter, please don't fault him.
That is even backward because as an adult that wants to marry, it is not your father that will choose. All your father needs to do is to consent.
But don't you realize that culturally, in some places in Nigeria, they do the matchmaking now?
The man can go to hell.
It's not like they fall in love. They matchmake the spouses. That's what happens.
Don't let me swear for you. The man is stupid.
What if it was both families that said, okay, you should marry in the future, and then the man has realized that this will not work for his daughter, and he says, no, she's not marrying again.
Thunder fire all of them. Where they see husband wake scars. They are all mad. I think the girl should go to Lagos. She will find husband. Let her marry. There will be people that will sponsor, APC people that will sponsor her wedding. Let her go and look for another husband and come and do GoFundMe. They will sponsor and pepper their family. They are mad. What kind of intolerance is that? We have a constitution and we only obey it when it suits us. Everybody has a right to go to heaven the way they want, or they go to hell.
Like Shade said, she said she cannot date an APC supporter.
Why am I not fighting Tolu for supporting that smello?
I have told you that you cannot equate Rattels.
It's the same intolerance. See, let me tell you, you cannot be the one to tell me how much of a disdain I will have for somebody, because that's the argument you are making. You are saying you cannot fault anybody for the kind of intolerance they have for anybody that supports Tinubu.
Have the Rattels taken people's lives?
Directly
or indirectly?
What if what VDM is doing, in my own estimation, is worse than murder? What if that's my own estimation? Are you the one to tell me how I feel? So please, let's let's not do all this kind of stuff. Somebody supporting him. I don't like Tinubu. He's worse. He's a crook. No, but if somebody is supporting him as a president, that's this person's right. It's guaranteed under the Constitution.
So,
I have the right to be intolerant. That's my right.
See, what the father has done is actually an infringement on her fundamental rights, as enshrined in Chapter 4 of the 1999 Constitution. If to say the girl get money, in fact, I'm not in Nigeria. I would have taken up that case on her behalf for free. Why is
Lily,
Shade laughing?
joker.
And you win in court.
Sure
Oh
banker.
my
Sure banker.
God.
It's an enforcement of our rights.
Yeah. Canada is lucky that Nelly is not practicing law here.
You will still start practicing law in this Canada.